Good morning and welcome to Wayne Goldsboro Television. This is Thursday, May the 16th. Good morning. I'm Kim Best.
And I'm Wayne Alley. This is WGTV Today, and thank you for being with us.
That's right. We're glad you're on the show today.
Wow.
We're watching the show.
I know. We're glad you're on the show, too. If you were here, you'd be on. But anyway, what great weather. I'm telling you, this
We're glad
it's
to have
a
it.
wonderful time of year. I just love this time of year.
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
it is the 16th.
And we are excited. Today is a great program.
Oh, yeah.
We have the video of when your congressman,
Right.
GK Butterfield, was
Right.
here recently, and also United States Secretary of Transportation, LAHOOD.
Right.
Was here in Goldsboro, took a tour of various things right here in our community, and you're going to get to see the video of exactly what they said, what they thought, where they went, and what they're going to do about it.
And give us a little insight about what their feelings are
Exactly.
about being here in Wayne County.
That's right, and why they came. It's a great interview.
There you go. All right.
What is happening?
Well, first of all, May 30th is a big night for the Mental Health Association of Wayne County. That organization has resurrected, has regrouped, and they're as strong as ever, and they need your help. They need volunteers. They also need benefactors. They're having a big fundraiser coming up on the 30th, and this will be held at the Wayne County Museum on North William Street. Everything begins at 5:30. There will be musical entertainment, and that will be provided by Samantha Casey and the Bluegrass Jam.
Nice. They're so
yeah.
good.
Love them.
They are so good.
Daniel
and such nice people.
They really are. They're just great people. Daniel and Judy and Samantha are just wonderful people.
Yes, they are.
Also, this will be followed by, that same evening at 7 o'clock, a program entitled 50 Years of Mental Health Services. And they'll be talking about the 50 years of services offered by the Mental Health Association of Wayne County. You know, that organization...
They have been working hard.
They have. And every time, in fact, there was a convention, a Mental Health Association convention in Raleigh, the Mental Health Association of Wayne County always won awards. This is a hard-working group around here. These are all volunteers. They're very dedicated. And I hope you're able to support them in many ways, volunteer and monetarily. Okay?
Exactly.
Anyway, that's coming up May 30th at the Wayne County Museum.
Want to remind you, tonight is the night. It is our very first Center Street Jam of the season.
Oh, boy.
The Band of Oz will be there. It's from 6 to 9 tonight in the same parking lot we've always done right here on Center Street, across from the Paramount Theater. It is free to the public. Band of Oz will be there.
Yeah.
There will be Anheuser-Busch as the sponsor. There'll be Coke. There'll be Zaxby's. There'll be Pizza Inn, and the list goes on and on. But a big surprise, because Anheuser-Busch is the sponsor, we are having a treat tonight. The Budweiser Clydesdales will be in town.
Clydesdales,
the Clydesdales
boy.
will be here, and they'll be pulling their wagon down Center Street. And if you've never seen a Clydesdale, you need to come out and see them for yourself. They are massive, beautiful creatures.
They are magnificent indeed.
They absolutely are. And they will be in Goldsboro tonight.
These giant draft horses and you've seen them on TV, you've seen them on billboards, magazines, and commercials and such. Yeah. They're beautiful, and they're going to be right here in Goldsboro tonight.
Right. Riding right down Center Street, and then they'll park for a while in front of the Center Street Jam. So bring your camera, come on out, enjoy some beach music and refreshments, and check out the Clydesdales. Who knows when they'll be back in Goldsboro again.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We appreciate R.A. Jeffrey sponsoring this and bringing the Clydesdales and making it all happen.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Oh, yeah. Okay, on our birthday list for today,
who's
Janet Jackson.
Really? How old is she?
She is 112. No, wait a minute. That's not right either. No, she's 46.
Really?
Yes, she is.
I didn't know she and I were that close in age.
You are. She's 46 years today.
How about that?
And I remember when she was on TV with, what was it, Good Times?
Good Times, I do too.
Yeah,
I used to love that show.
Cute little kid. 46 today. Pierce Brosnan, one of my favorite actors,
Mine too.
is having a birthday. He's 59 today. Just a kid, to some of us.
Yes.
Yes. He's Irish, you know.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Well, he was 007 at one time?
Yes, at one time he was 007. Before that, he was on TV as Remington Steele.
Yes, I remember that show.
Yeah, what a great show that was.
Good.
Okay, a birthday today for Joe Morgan. Joseph Morgan, 31 years today, a rising TV and film star, known to Vampire Diaries fans as Klaus.
Oh, okay.
He's 31. Birthday today for Tori Spelling. She's 39.
Yes.
Deborah Winger, 57.
Deborah Winger,
Yeah.
57. She was in all kinds of movies.
She's been in a bunch of
Terms
them.
of Endearment and
Yeah.
many of them.
That's right. And trying to remember the first Urban Cowboy.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that
yep.
was, yeah. 57 she is. Let's see. I'm trying to remember her voice. She did a voiceover and I can't remember. So never mind. Pardon me. Olga Corbett, the gymnast, is 57 today. Scott Reeves, who is Stephen Weber on General Hospital,
Okay.
is 46. And today is the birth anniversary of Jack Dodson. He was Howard Sprague on the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he passed away a few years back. Okay, that's birthdays for today.
Well, happy birthday. If it is your special day, do something memorable.
There you go.
Make a memory.
Eat cake.
Eat cake. That is such a tradition around here.
Isn't it though? Yeah,
Eat
we
some
love
good
it.
birthday cake.
Love our cake.
That's right. What's your favorite kind?
I would have to say my favorite kind of cake is baked cake. Anything that's. I love cake. I just love cake. Kind of like eggs. I love eggs.
You were telling me that the other day. That is so random. I love eggs too.
Thank you. Oh, good.
Right in the middle of our interview one day, all of a sudden he just says, I love eggs.
Well,
and we're so glad.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're glad. But yeah,
Well,
I like cake.
I like
all
red
cake.
velvet.
Oh yeah, I love red velvet.
Pineapple?
I love pineapple. Yeah.
So you love them all.
Oh
you
yeah.
just love all of them.
I like. Well, I didn't develop a sweet tooth until later in life.
Really?
Yeah, but then I made up for it.
Well, your traditional birthday cake is always welcome as well.
Yeah. Oh yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right.
So what else is happening?
I like pie too.
I do too.
Okay.
Well, we have many things to talk about, but before we start talking about more pies and more cakes and make everybody hungry for breakfast
Little
this
Debbie?
morning, Little Debbie's too,
Love 'em.
let's move on to the interview because we want to hear what two of our distinguished guests saw and talked about when they came to Goldsboro.
Very good. Congressman G.K. Butterfield and Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood.
All right. Oh, what a sight. Great, man. You guys have done good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Greetings. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, how are you? All right. Thank you. All right.
We're now by the courthouse, City Hall's
How are you doing? Hello. Tasha Loving. Hi, how are you? How are you? Public relations. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for all your help. Hello. How are you? Good.
You can have mama.
At this time, I'm going to introduce to you our own representative, my friend G.K. Butterfield. And after he has his say, maybe I'll get a chance to say something else. But G.K.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for coming out to join us this afternoon. We're not going to hold you long this afternoon, but we wanted to have a good quality relationship this afternoon and expose the Secretary to what I think is one of the best places in the
Yes.
1st Congressional District.
Yes.
As all of you know, I am the congressman not only for Wayne County, but I have 23 other counties in this congressional district. The district starts way up in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and meanders its way on through Rocky Mountain and Wilson and Goldsboro and all the way over to the city of Durham. And between those 2 points, you will find 750,000 people, some 24 counties and 84 cities and towns. And so I always begin my remarks by explaining to constituents how vast this congressional district is. It's very large, and so I try to get into Goldsboro as often as I can because I have so many friends and relationships here, and you're doing great work here in the city. But we're honored today to have with us I guess it's the 16th Secretary of the Department of Transportation. I heard him say that yesterday in the press conference at the White House when they announced the new secretary. He kept mentioning that he was number 16 and Secretary-to-be Fox is now number 17. But we're delighted to have with us today Secretary Ray LaHood. I first met Ray when I arrived on Capitol Hill back in 2004. We instantly became friends and developed a good strong relationship. Even though we sit on opposite sides of the aisle, we were and we still are indeed friends. In fact, a couple of times he and his family and my family had an opportunity to travel to other parts of the world. And whenever you are away from this country, it seems that you have the ability to really get to know each other. And I got to know Ray and his family quite well. And so I want to thank him for his friendship. He's really going to be missed as the secretary. As I said to him a few minutes ago, rail is not only a part of our past, it is the future. And Secretary LaHood talks about that as often as he can. The President talks about it, and most of you in this room know the importance of rail. And that's what brought my attention to your transportation needs here in the city, because I've been exposed to the old train depot that existed here many years ago. And I know the history of the Wilmington to Weldon Railroad. And this was a major hub along the way. And so any of you who don't know very much about the Wilmington to Weldon Railroad, I want you to research it, because it's a rich piece of history that is deserving for all of us to know and to recognize. But rail is the future. And I want the city of Goldsboro, Wayne County, to have a direct relationship with the U.S. Department of Transportation. And so we've invited this distinguished guest to come today. He has responded. I probably know half of the President's cabinet, but this is the only cabinet member who has come up to me and asked me to come to his office to have lunch with him to talk about the needs of my congressional district. I know Solis, or I knew Solis and all of the others around the cabinet, and we're good friends and on a first-name basis. But this man came up to me after the State of the Union speech 4 years ago and invited me to his office, and I responded, and he said, "What are the needs of your district?" And that's the type of man that we're dealing with. So thank you, Ray, for your friendship. Thank you for coming today. And at this time, I would like to present to you the 16th Secretary of the United States Department of Transportation, the Honorable Ray LaHood.
Let me just say that Congressman Butterfield is a friend and someone that I admire very much. I know he has a very, very tough district, because it's a big district. When I served in Congress from central Illinois, I represented 20 counties, almost all rural, and I know that representing these big districts means that you can't always be in every town where people want you to be. And so when Congressman Butterfield asked me to come back to his district, I let him choose the place where I would come. I didn't choose Goldsboro. Your congressman did. And that speaks well of all of you. And to every one of you who are serving in some capacity of public service, whether it's elected or appointed, thank you for your service. Your community will only thrive and get better based on the hard work that you do. And I hope after having a chance to tour some of the facilities that you all have arranged, that we can talk about how there might be an opportunity for our department to partner with you in helping you achieve some of the significant things you want to do, not only for Goldsboro, but for the region. And I've come here at the invitation of your congressman. And you should be mighty proud of the fact that of the 20-plus counties, he picked this area for me to come.
We are proud.
And that speaks well and of your work and of your dedication. So we can stop now and give the mayor a chance to speak, because he said he wanted to speak, and I don't want to take any time away from him.
Well, it's really not about me, but I do want to say a few things. I want to talk about, first of all, an official welcome to our great city. On behalf of our city council, we have those here, our staff, our manager, and most of all, our great citizens. I am honored, and it is indeed my pleasure to welcome you and have you here in our great country. I want you to know that Goldsboro is the home of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. It houses the 4th Fighter Wing And 4th Fighting Wing is the greatest fighter wing on planet Earth. And there are a number of things I could refer you to prove that. But I'll give you the last significant clue. Seymour Johnson has the largest number of F-15s at any wing. And the wing commander of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, 4th Fighter Wing, was female, Jenny Levin. She is the first female to ever command a fighter wing in this country, and if she's the first to do it in this country, I think she's the first to do it. She is my friend, and she's awesome, and we're grateful that she's here. We also have the 916th Air Refueling Wing, KC-135 tankers that refuel. And as we speak, there are tankers in the air, anywhere in the world, the free country. And their job is to refuel friendly aircraft so that they can continue on to their destination, to their target. I tell my friends often, Fox is a good friend of mine, Metro Mayor, the new Secretary of Transportation. I have a theory about that. But I tell my friends, the mayors, that please don't mess with Goldsboro, because we have a big stick here, the 4th Fighter Wing with F-15s, and they can wipe you out in a heartbeat. And if they need a little time in the air, we've got the 916th Air Refueling Wing. They will refuel them while they're in the air, and they'll just keep subtracting. So, they're my friends, and I want you to know that you are in the community now that's the most military friendly in this country. And we know that, we've been told that by many people, and it doesn't come easy. We love Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, and we will do everything that we can to support it and make sure it stays here. So I could go on and on, but I think you get the picture. We do have a few things that we want to do in Goldsboro that will make Goldsboro be the best that it can be. And you're going to look at a couple of the streetscape and the Union Depot. These are two keys to our end results. We have a big plan, and these are two big issues on our master plan. So I can't talk all the time. I could stand here all day and talk about Goldsboro, how good we are, what we do. And let me say one thing before I leave, and I've got to say this. Our staff, I have the best staff that you're going to find anywhere. Our city manager, our assistant city manager, our clerk, all of it, and our employees. And I say this, and whenever I'm talking to groups, I served a year in combat, Vietnam. And when you go to war, you want the best that you can find. And I had the best that I could find in Vietnam. I was squad commander here. I would go to war with the people who work with me now, who try to keep me straight. They're not always successful, but they try. So, again, welcome.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank you for your service on behalf of all of our citizens, because I know it is a service, and you've done a fantastic job. And on behalf of all of our citizens, thank you very much.
Both a rural and an urban system. Our urban side operating budget's about 1.27 million, and our rural budget's about 2.1 million. We're running about 162,000 passengers a year through this facility, and on the rural side, about 90,000 passengers. So we're definitely in need of something different than this.
Most of the passengers are what, going to work, school?
Yes, sir, school, college, the senior centers, dropping children off to daycare, hospital appointments, doctor's appointments. We do a lot of work with the ADA and that sort of thing. We have a lot of contracts with those folks.
How many buses do you have?
We have five buses total. We have a 5-bus route fixed route that we're running. 3 of the ones that you were on, 3 Chevy 28-footers and 2 Ford 25-footers. Those Chevys are pretty much worn out, and we're looking to get some newer buses, a little bit smaller than those 35-footers we were just on. So we could really stand to get some new buses.
Your rural system is mostly van service?
Van service, door to door, yes ma'am. And that's our biggest mileage driven, because we're running all over the county.
So do people buy a bus pass, or they just pay as they get on, or what?
Well, for the day fixed route, we've got some above. Some people can buy a 30-day pass or a day pass and get back on and forth, but we charge $1 if you're just going to get out for that one ride. Arnold Underwood is our current director,
And we've got on the bus.
and more skilled up for that.
We have an awful lot of people who rely on Gateway to get to work. I know that because some months ago there was a problem, and I got an awful lot of calls from people who were late for their job because the bus wasn't there. Haven't had any of those lately.
Right.
So we have an awful lot of people who use it to go to work.
Do you
To
get
and
any
from work.
federal funds at all?
Yes, sir. We do get federal grants, FTA grants
For the urban side.
for the urban side. That's right.
Very good.
All right.
Give me a Friday for
Got the best.
I just want to tell you just a little bit about the Goldsboro Union Station, this building right here and how it came to be. You have to step back, though, for a ways to understand the history of Goldsboro's railroads. Back really to about 1780, when a little town called Waynesboro was formed on the banks of the Neuse River, which is about a mile east of, about a mile west of here. The little town was at the western edge of what's currently called Elm Street and was known as Waynesboro. It was a steamboat community. They ran steamboats all the way up to Smithfield in the day. And it was the county seat of Wayne County until 1848, when the county seat was moved to the new town of Goldsboro. Well, how that came about was as a result of a railroad line that was called the Wilmington and Weldon. When it was built in 1838-39, it was 161 miles long and was considered to be, at least everything I've read, the longest railroad in the world at that time. The railroad line ran 1 mile east of Waynesboro, right up Center Street, right down the middle of Center Street, right in there. There was no town here at that time. What was here at that time was a series of broomfields. And it was only because of Wilmington and Weldon that the people in Waynesboro started taking notice that the technology for the railroad was far superior to steamboats, and they wanted a piece of that action. So what they started to do was move their residences and their buildings up to the new town that they formed called Goldsboro, and they put their buildings and their residences on both sides of the tracks. And about 1847, we had a new town here that had been incorporated as the city of Goldsboro, and it became the county seat in 1848. So things changed rather quickly. Between 1849 and 1856, a second major step happened. That was called the Atlantic and North Carolina Railroad. Now, the Atlantic and North Carolina runs east and west, and the Wilmington and Weldon runs north and south. Well, fate had it that the Atlantic and North Carolina would run right through Goldsboro as well, and it created a cross right in the middle of Goldsboro. And so what you had then was the railroad running from Charlotte to Beaufort, and the railroad running from Weldon all the way down to Wilmington, later on up to Richmond and points north. So it was had quite a substantial effect on our history. During the Civil War, as a matter of fact, the railroad running as it did from the port city of Wilmington all the way up to Richmond and the port city of Morehead City coming into Goldsboro, well, this became a very attractive place for the armies of the South and the North, and unfortunately attracted the attention of General Sherman as he was making his march up to Savannah. And one of his chief objectives at that time was to do something about that city of Goldsboro where the tracks crossed and the South was getting resupplied. However, when General Sherman was making his march up the old Smithfield Highway, as we call it today, into Goldsboro, General Schofield, on the other hand, was marching up from the south. And our mayor at that time, like Mayor King, he's been here a long time, and he wasn't here then. But as wise as our mayor, let's say that, realizing that it wasn't a good idea to turn the city over to General Sherman, decided to go out and meet with Schofield and talk about what they might do to make a little easier transition. So the city was basically turned over into the Union back in the day in 1865, and with very little bloodshed. There was some skirmishes, but they were able to make a fairly easy transition. Over 100,000 Union soldiers occupied Goldsboro, over 100,000. And Goldsboro and the area around Goldsboro, wherever there was any water, you found soldiers at that time. The railroad lines at that time played a role in resupplying the Army, and they also played a major role in the economic development of Goldsboro and Wayne County after the Civil War during Reconstruction. Now, by the dawn of the 20th century, something else was happening. This was such a busy place. Remember, this wasn't here then. The railroad tracks were right down the middle of Center Street. And it was constant noise, constant vibration, constant smoke from the steam engines, vibration. So they wanted to do something about this. They petitioned to have the tracks moved, if you will, by bypass to the western edge of Goldsboro, in the area where the tracks actually go right now. And that was actually done. A new train station was built here in 1909, and we're standing on the front porch. Considered by many to be one of the finest in the state at that time, and today, historians and architectural historians still recognize this as perhaps one of the finest train stations left in North Carolina. In its day, it was considered one of the finest, and it had all the modern amenities. But unfortunately, with all those amenities, the trains kept running up and down Center Street, even after this had been built down here. It was just too convenient to run up and down the highway or up and down the tracks down there until 1926. And finally, the city fathers and mothers and the folks in town had enough, and they decided that the trains were going to stop running down Center Street. And so they took matters into their own hands. On a moonlight night, moonlit night I should say, they all gathered out there, nobody was being moved, and they took the tracks up. The tracks were removed from Center Street. And that's it, that's the derailment the mayor talks about right there. So that from that point on, the trains had to make the bypass around by the Union Station. The Goldsboro Union Station was used up in 1968, and in 1968 it closed. It was purchased by a builder supply company, the Goldsboro Builder Supply Company, and with their cooperation was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1977. And then, in 2001, an article appeared in the News Observer that a new passenger route was to be established from Raleigh to Wilmington by way of either Fayetteville or Goldsboro. This started a 12-year effort to restart passenger service in Goldsboro. Ultimately, DOT decided that both routes were feasible, Fayetteville and also Goldsboro, and a deal was reached with Goldsboro Union Station owners in 2007 for DOT to acquire title, which they actually did. Since that time, the East Trans Commuter Rail Feasibility Study has studied running a commuter line from Goldsboro to Greensboro, which appears to be feasible, and will connect Goldsboro and adjacent communities directly into the triangle up to 9 times a day. Now we know that the Wilmington and Weldon line running north and south, is a heavily used freight line operated by CSX that has been upgrading the new rail and sidings, but it will need 28 miles of missing track to be installed within the original state-owned right-of-way for passenger and freight service to move to the port city of Wilmington. Goldsboro Union Station is at the center of all these projects that I'm talking about, and once restored to an active transportation center, it will have a significant economic impact on not only Goldsboro, but will be the project that will help open up the east of North Carolina for further rail development and improvements. Goldsboro has been and still is the gateway to the east and the rest of our state for the ports. It is the only city in the east that has two major railroads crossing within it. Now, with passenger designation and ownership of Goldsboro Union Station, we're looking for the funding to take this project to the next level. It has passenger, freight, and commuter implications for a broad section of our state and will allow those who travel through Goldsboro Union Station to access the north-south corridor and virtually anywhere that Amtrak goes. We already have the Amtrak buses preparing to come to Goldsboro, while the Goldsboro Union Station is restored, and Triangle Transit Authority already runs vans between Goldsboro and Raleigh. This is a project that has been in the making for over 12 years. It deserves to be completed, and we hope that you agree. We thank you so much for coming and seeing what we hope will be a viable station in the near future.
Van service, the hospital vans, all that kind of stuff. And then in the historic station, North Carolina has worked very hard throughout the state in renovating historic stations and creating good mixed uses that bring activities to those. So it's not just about transportation, but it's about attracting the citizens and the community there to really get ownership once again and pride in just kind of a civic facility here. So behind the station, as Charlie described earlier, we have tracks and a wonderful track network. Goldsboro is really positioned extremely well, particularly compared to most cities in eastern North Carolina, in that the track network is still there, that we can revitalize and get the service from all these endpoints I described earlier. It has a lot of good space in it that we could grow in. We're envisioning some mixture of city offices or possibly private rental spaces in the building to generate an ongoing revenue stream that helps pay the light bill. It doesn't put a burden on the local government. Of course, when the station was built in 1909, it was safe. So, you know, we've got a wonderful facility here to work with.
Ray LaHood is a friend to rural America. He's a friend to us here in North Carolina. We're delighted that he saw fit to take time out of his busy schedule to come to Goldsboro today to talk about transportation needs in this community. I particularly want to thank the mayor and the city council and the board of county commissioners and the economic developers, all of those partners who work together to invest in this community and empower the people in this community to have jobs and a good quality of life. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Al King, who is my friend and the mayor of this great city.
Thank you, Mr. Butterfield, my friend. I'm so proud of this day. It's one I've been looking forward to for a long time. And I especially want to thank this young man here for being so supportive of us and getting Secretary LaHood here. And I think, I'm not sure, but you're the first sitting secretary who's visited Goldsboro. And that's a special, special thing to us. And again, I do want to thank you so much. I know you're getting ready to step down very soon, but I'm glad that you put us on your agenda before you step down. And now I can use you against the new secretary who's coming, who is a friend of mine. And I can tell him, you came, you looked, you saw, and now we want you to come. Again, thank you very much.
Well, I came here really at the invitation of Congressman Butterfield, and he and I have been friends since we served together in the U.S. House of Representatives. I have been to other parts of his district, but I've been looking forward to coming to Wayne County and really looking at this magnificent facility and seeing the plans that the community has for the renovation of this facility and the streetscape that will enhance and continue the enhancements that have already been created. So I'm going to be making some recommendations to the community leaders that they look at the Tiger program as a way to fund this project. We have just notified people around the country that we have about $478 million in the Tiger program. This is a program where cities can come directly to DOT. They don't have to go to the governor. They don't have to go to the legislature. They have to match their grant with some local dollars. But this project is a project that would fit the criteria that we've announced for Tiger 5. And it would qualify for consideration for that program. And we have used Tiger money in the past for other union stations in other communities. So this is a good fit, and the plans are ready. And we will encourage the community to submit to the Department of Transportation directly to us their application so they can fulfill their dreams of turning this magnificent union station back into an opportunity for people to gather here, to take a train, to take a bus, and to use it as a magnet for economic development, job creation, and a way to really highlight this magnificent facility.
How important is it preserving pieces of Americana like this in small town cities across the U.S.?
Well, look, we're in the transportation business, and this is a transportation infrastructure facility. This will be a magnet. It will draw together buses, rail, and it'll draw together people. It'll improve the street because of the streetscape that's a part of this project, and it'll create jobs. We're in also the job creating business. For the people that will work on this project, friends and neighbors, construction workers, but also for the people that will work in the facility, the shops, the small businesses that will be a part of this facility. This is a win-win for the community, and it fits what we've tried to do at DOT under President Obama's leadership. His vision is, let's put people to work, let's create infrastructure, let's revitalize downtowns and downtown infrastructure. And this is an example where it can be done using Department of Transportation money.
What kind of potential do you think Goldsboro in particular has?
Goldsboro has the kind of potential that turns out all of these community leaders. They have their plans in place. This is not a pipe dream. This is not something that can't be done. This is something that can be done. And it's something that we will, because the plans are in place, the community's behind it, everybody's on the same page, they got the support of their congressman, which is very important, and it's a project that we will take a serious look at. And it means that Goldsboro will go back to the future. That the people that remember this magnificent facility and the trains that have been here will have that opportunity to see it come alive again.
Get your thoughts on your potential successor, Mayor Fox?
I think what the President did is send a message to the country that cities are important, that mayors are important, that the incubators and the innovation and the creation, i.e. this facility, are taking place in the cities. That you don't have to be a governor. You don't have to be a member of Congress. You don't have to be a senator. You can be a mayor, do creative, innovative things the way that Mayor Fox has done in Charlotte, and rise to the level of being a cabinet secretary. This is a great message for the country. That what's going on here in Goldsboro, what's gone on in Charlotte, can be rewarded by the people who work very hard on behalf of the citizens. And that's really what Mayor Fox represents, and he'll be a great Secretary of Transportation.
We'll have time for a small commercial.
Anybody else? All right.
Have you spoken with Mayor Fox yet?
I was with him all day yesterday. Yeah,
I must have missed that.
I've spoken to him today. I was with him yesterday for the announcement at the White House, and I'm very happy that the president has found somebody that will continue to carry a very strong vision. That cities are important. If you have a vision, you can make things happen, and that's really what Mayor Fox represents. All right. Hey, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I think most of our county is leading at this point. And from this point forward, it's for time. Discussion on a lot of these.
Well, it's been a great afternoon here in Goldsboro. To have the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Transportation to come to Goldsboro at the invitation of the local leaders to talk about transportation needs is just unspeakable. And so I want to publicly thank Secretary LaHood for coming to Goldsboro. We had a good, healthy conversation this afternoon about how we can develop the Union Station and get some of the transportation needs met, not only for Goldsboro and Wayne County, but transportation needs for eastern North Carolina. If you can open up rail transportation in Goldsboro, then you open it up for a region. And that leads to jobs, it leads to economic development, and good things will happen. And so it's been a good day here in Goldsboro.
That's what we want to ask you. What do you feel about what you've seen here today?
Oh, I'm so excited about it. Secretary didn't have to come here today. He's an outgoing secretary, but not only did he come, but he brought some of his senior staff with him. And even though he's leaving, they will continue in the position. The new Secretary of Transportation, when he is confirmed, is a North Carolinian. He's a friend, and there's no question that he will be friendly to these types of projects.
Well, Mayor, what do you think about today's events?
It's a win-win situation. There's nothing negative about this. This has got to be a positive sign for us. It's something I've been hoping for a long time. And I want to thank this, my friend, Congressman Butterfield. He is the reason that our Secretary of Transportation came here today, Secretary LaHood. And I'm going to be in his debt forever.
Well, thank you, Mayor King, and we have wonderful leadership in Goldsboro. You're taking this community to sights unseen, and I thank you for your leadership.
With help like you, what else could we do? What else could we do?
We're in this
awesome.
together.
We are.
Thank you.
And that's what makes it so interesting to me.
Thank you.
And make me know that it's something that can be done.
Sure.
And we're going to do it.
We're looking forward to great things for our city.
We're going to do it.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much.
We're very happy to have our congressman with us, and I'm sure the mayor shares the same view. And we're looking for some great things to happen on our streetscape, our Union Station, and all the projects that we have going. We perceive that to become a reality, and hopefully in the near future.
I think this is the beginning of some good things to happen.
You're absolutely right. There are some things that I learned today that's going to help us tremendously. Right. We already have the foundation. All we have to do is put it together now, and we can do that.
That's right.
We can do that, and I feel very certain that we're going to get some of that tiger money. We're going to get that tiger by the tail, man, and we're going to shake him around.
And I'm going to help you.
You are.
All
That's
right.
what.
Thank you. All right.
Well, welcome back to Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic.
That was great.
What an honor to have them both here in the community of Goldsboro. Yeah. You know, our congressman could have taken Ray LaHood anywhere.
Yeah.
Any community, any city that he wanted to, because he has so many different districts. He chose Goldsboro, North Carolina to be the place that he took him and showed off our community and what we would like to do, what our ideas are, and we appreciate that very much.
Oh yes, that's true. And G.K. Butterfield does cover his district is very large, a lot of area, and indeed, we're very proud of that.
Yes,
we're very proud of Wayne County and what we're able to do here.
Yes, we are.
All right, I did not ask a trivia question in the first segment.
Well, let's ask one now.
I have a trivia question for you.
What might it be?
There are 181 pennies in a pound.
181 pennies in a pound.
Weigh a pound, right.
Okay.
What do you have if you have 494 of something that weighs a pound? All right, let me rephrase that, okay?
All right, please do.
The number of pennies in a pound is 181. if you have 181 pennies, you have a pound.
Okay.
In money,
Yes.
what kind of money do you have, or how much money do you have, if you have 494 somethings?
494.
Mm-hmm.
181 pennies makes a pound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay, if you can figure that one out.
Sneaky.
Yeah. 181 pennies make a pound.
Uh-huh.
494 of these make a pound. What are they? There you go.
$1 bills?
Next question.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. You are so
Oh my
good.
gosh, I'm getting so good. This is what happens when you hang around Wayne Alley very long.
Oh, really?
Yes, you become so trivia intelligent.
Oh, I like that. T-I, trivia intelligent. All right,
Never
we've
paid
already-
attention to trivia before, but now I do know some trivia. I do know
She knows
some
Wayne
trivia.
Alley. She knows trivia.
That is hilarious.
Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, it is.
Hilarious.
That is funny.
Okay, I will never guess on the second question.
Yes, you will.
Probably.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's see. I had it marked right here. Oh, yeah. It was the, oh, yes.
Okay.
No.
No, that's
No.
not a good one?
No, it's not a good one. No, it's not a good one here. Read something.
I will. I'll read something. 2 things are happening on Saturday, June the 1st. And I want you to know about both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
June 1st.
June the 1st.
June 1st.
If you have ever wanted to get in a kayak or a canoe and cruise, well, Saturday, June the 1st, you can paddle the Noose or cruise the Noose
Oh, boy.
in a kayak or canoe with Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. They have organized this day. They're going to go as a group. They're going to start at a certain location, travel down the Noose, stop, have a picnic, travel some more.
Oh, boy.
Yes, it's great. It's all for $10. Call Goldsboro Parks and Recreation and just tell them you want to cruise the Noose. You want to sign up to cruise the Noose.
Cruise the Noose.
That's right. You can go on their website or Facebook page as well and find out more details. But I think that sounds like a fun activity to
does
do.
sound like fun.
I may do that myself. Cruise
There you
the
go.
Noose.
Always wanted to do that myself.
The other activity, of course, we talked about earlier in the week is the Born Learning Young Children's Festival at Herman Park. That's also happening Saturday, June the 1st from 10 to 2. It's all for young children, birth to age 5. If you have a very young child, take them out and enjoy your day. Activities just for that age group.
Oh, boy.
Did you find one?
I have something.
All right.
1963.
Yes. What about it?
Valentina Tereshkova.
Mm-hmm.
She was the first woman to do what?
What year was it again?
1963.
1963.
1963.
Okay. Ask the question one more time.
Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman ever to do this.
I don't know, Wayne. Tell me.
The answer is, because we're almost out of time.
Yes.
The answer is she was the first woman in space.
Really?
1963.
1963.
Yeah. Russian cosmonaut. 1963.
Do you know what year the first American woman went up?
That was Sally Ride, and I do not recall the year, but it was after 1963.
Of course it was. Of course it
Yeah.
was.
Well, it was in, she was
Because she was
in
the first lady.
She was in the Challenger program.
Okay.
What was
Well,
it?
thank you for our trivia, Wayne.
Oh,
We
you're
do
quite welcome.
appreciate
Yeah,
to
anything I
learn
can do to help.
that extra, a little bit of knowledge
All
every
right, there
day.
you go. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock here on WGTV
Yes.
Today. Well, we're here.
Yes, we
All right.
are.
All right, WGTV Today, back at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, then again at noon, then again at 5:30, and then again later in the evening.
We have a big show tomorrow. You don't want to miss it.
We do have a big show tomorrow. And until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.